Hey, everybody. Michelle is here. Michelle is here on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. It's been a minute since I put some videos on this channel, but there's plenty of videos on this channel, plenty of breadcrumbs on this channel for you to contemplate, cultivate, properly meditate, properly ruminate. So yes, I've been busy, and it's one of those good busies, you know what I mean? Something that has to be done, and I'm for the most part enjoying it. Not all of it. I'll be lying if I said I enjoy all of the things that I have to do what I need to do, because that would be lying to myself and lying to you, and that's not what I'm about. I like to be direct, honest, and to the best of my ability. Behave accordingly to these moments that we have. So today, I was doing what I do, but what I wanted to come on here and share and say is that the thankfulness that I've developed over the course of these years. The maturity level is actually what it is, to be mature and know that sometimes things just don't work out as you planned them to work out. But that's the challenge of life that all of us go through. It doesn't stop me from my destination, but it just means, sometimes there's going to be detours, there's going to be interference, there's going to be struggles, there's going to be delays, there's going to be all that kind of stuff going on. And that's fine with me, because I've cultivated and visualized something, out and about, meaning it's out there. I just need to go ahead and just follow the path myself, follow the breadcrumbs myself, and get to that destination. And it is difficult. So I think for the last month or two, I have been contemplating and cultivating, and that I needed a spark, some type of spark of inspiration to get me through certain patches of my life that I sense the roadblocks are unnecessary. There's some unnecessary roadblocks there, and I just needed to know how to move those roadblocks. So that's usually via the thinking. It's just how you're thinking really is what determines what comes your way, how you think. And even for the best of us, it's difficult. Life is difficult. But I do have a permanent peace. I do have permanent love inside of me, permanent happiness, enthusiasm, the whole 9 yards, really. It's just, I stay realistic and know that, man, sometimes things are draining my fucking energy, excuse the language, and I just can't deal with that anymore. So thankfully, I know how to handle situations without feeling regrets. I have no regrets about things I'm doing, especially now, because I operate out of being conscious, as well being as logical, rational, and reasonable as I can. And I suggest all of you understand logic, being rational, and being reasonable. I'm telling you, and get out of your beliefs. If you stay in your beliefs, then you're not going to be able to handle what's coming forth. Okay, I'm just going to say that and be honest with you, and then leave that alone. You think for yourself and figure out what that means. But yeah, I have been saying, okay, I need a spark. I need some inspiration. And lo and behold, it showed themselves up. like they say, what they say, like a creep in the night. What is that term? I mean, this person is not a creep, of course, but a creature in the night. Let's see. I like parables. That's why I say you need to use parables. You need to use metaphors. You need to use those type of what are they? Assistance and how you can relay and communicate with people. Parables. Oh, excuse me. I feel so relaxed and so thankful, as I said, because I have been looking for like another form of assistance or tools in my life, just to help me to cultivate along the way. I told you we all need various forms of teachers in our life. We cannot keep relying on one teacher and or believing that one teacher has all the answers for us. That's illogical. Okay, and like I said, we need to know what it means to be thinking logically, rationally, and reasonably. A lot of people think they understand that, but it's obvious. And I feel so good about what I've discovered, and I feel good about the fact that, because logic basically means, I think someone said it simply means it's true, it's correct reasoning, the nature of logic, known statements, events, conditions, reasonable or capable of reasoning in a clear and consistent manner. So lo and behold, an assistant showed up in my life, and I could not be more thankful and grateful, because, like I said, we all need help sometimes. We all don't have all the answers, and thankfully, I don't run around thinking I know everything, unlike people that are. And how I told you there's going to be a domino effect with these so-called intellectual talking heads, these scientists, engineers, politicians, entertainers, religious figures. They're going to be falling like dominoes, because a lot of them, the majority of them, are not operating off of logic. They're operating off of control. They're operating off of dominance and fear. And so, and a lot of people are realizing, I don't care what anyone says to you, you have to. You can brush this off all you want, but you have to face your consequences of your thought pattern or your thought modes. You have to face those consequences so that you can self-correct yourself. You need to make these mistakes. You need to make these errors so you can self-correct yourself. And I know a lot of people are interfering with that and saying this and saying that. And there's not a goddamn thing we can do about that. People are allowed to give their theories and opinions, make their statements, but what needs to happen, and this is choice as well and free will, is we just need to move on past certain things. We need to move on. When it's over, it's over. What's that term? Beating a dead horse. What does that mean here? Let's look this up. Let's see what it says in here. I'm a little sore because I've been kind of stretching, trying to get everything moving properly. So, let's see. It's an idiom, idioms. You need those, especially when you are attempting to understand. So, it says deeply embedded in history. Spend time and effort on things that are hopeless and unchangeable. Beating a dead horse. All right, we need to recognize when we are beating dead horses. I mean, literally, figuratively, metaphorically, and how we just got to know how to kind of gently and kindly, of course, move on from certain things and accept defeat, accept you were wrong, accept you made a mistake. You don't need to apologize. Just know how to move on from there and stop carrying so much residue and baggage and draining energy of people. So I'm very thankful I have somewhat like an assistant that's a companion as well, just kind of helping me. And there's no strings attached to this. There's nothing nefarious about it. It's a genuine exchange of ideas and a genuine exchange of meeting each other at a center point and understanding each other's point of view, so to speak. So I'm thankful to have added that into my life, that type of reinforcement into my life, as well as working on other goals that I have. Let's be honest, a lot of people want to be teachers but not students. Okay, that's what I'm running into. Nobody wants to be a student. Everybody's a teacher. Everybody's an expert. And that's where I said a lot of people are going to fall on their face. Okay, because a lot of things are revealing themselves that I felt would, because I really, really focused so hard on changing my thinking modes and being grounded and really realistic about reality. Okay, paying attention to behaviors and actions of people, paying attention to patterns and behaviors and actions, paying attention to the energy of people's words, paying attention to people that are actually walking the talking, paying attention to people who actually get the results, and paying attention to people who are relying on what they had versus what they have. You know, they're so focused on what they had, but what do you have? And everything depends on what you have now. You know, what do you have now that's tangible? What do you have now that's intangible? You know, that's just as important too. So I'm so thankful that this what do you call it? Companionship. Somebody, like I said, I can bounce ideas off, showed up in my life. And that's how energy works. Things show up when you're ready for it. If you're ready for it, it will show up in your life. If you're not, then it keeps eluding you. And that's why I say a lot of people keep missing opportunities. They really are. They're missing opportunities, and at the same time they believe they have so much time. No, you do not. You don't have the time you believe you have. Remember, if we can distort history, do you think we can't distort time? Please think about that. So anyway, so what's happening is, yes, I'm because I trust myself, I gave myself some grace. I was kind and gentle with myself, patient, understanding myself and just doing the best I can in this crowded field of people, wanting to reach everybody. Everybody wants to reach somebody. Everybody wants to, this and that and the other. Everybody is basically, some are clawing at things, being very, a lot of people are using this word, so for some reason, microaggression. I guess it's because of this, this need to be so-called efficient, which nothing more and nothing less in most cases is micromanaging. But so I guess microaggression falls along that, because we love to introduce words into our vocabulary, not necessarily understanding them either. That's the part that's really troubling about a lot of us. We have no idea what we're even talking about, and then when someone brings it to their attention, they get offended, and then then that's when the battles start. People start battling. They start, it just gets a little bit unnecessary wasting of energy. But a lot of people get fueled by that. I told you that criminal energy, not necessarily that what I deal with very little amount of criminal energy. I'm talking about extreme criminal energy any more than I deal with extreme positivity. I think extreme positivity will cause me to probably bang my head up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Because that is just as painful as criminal negative energy. But a lot of people are using this term now. It's a term used commonplace: verbal, behavior, environmental slides, whether intentional, unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative attitudes towards members of marginalized groups. I didn't know it was specifically used for that purpose, because it ought to apply to everyone, really. I mean, come on now. We got to stop all of this as well, but that's a choice where we keep trying to pigeonhole people into, these certain buzzwords, okay? Like I said, what's that other term? Micromanagement. Micromanagement is a management style characterized by behaviors such as excessive focus on observing and controlling subordinates, and its obsession with details. And I was also saying obsession with being a know-it-all, being obsessed with, relying so much on your seniority over your performance. Okay, all because you've been somewhere 20 years, but you barely lift a finger to help your fellow co-workers. micromanaging. Yeah, that's an extreme form of negativity, of course, and that's combustible as well because it's illogical and it's agitating. It kind of interferes with your physical energy when someone's micromanaging because they're usually in your personal space and you don't feel safe around micromanagers. Not at all. You don't feel safe around them. And then usually they degrade you in how they speak to you. They belittle you. They talk down to you. And I'm going to keep saying this word. They are aggressive in tones and sounds and tones towards you. They're over you. They're superior to you. Okay, they're that hierarchical structure. That has the audacity to believe that they can mistreat you, and it's justified. So anyway, those are the things that I am. I knew all this stuff, but I'm discovering that I am on the right path. That's my point. By trusting myself, trusting my instincts, and giving myself grace, being kind and gentle with myself. As I navigate through all of this as well. We all are navigating through things. Even though I plan to guide people, I plan to assist people, I plan to help people, but I also need people to help me, to guide me, and to assist me, and I do have that. And as well, I'm building building not another circle, but I'm building a different circle of what surrounded me because my needs have changed. My needs are not the same as a year ago. My needs are not the same as 2 years ago. I have evolved. I am evolving, and so are you. But a lot of people are not conscious that that's what's happening. I'm conscious of it, and I want to help you to be unconscious and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy your path towards your destination. It's all worth it in the end, regardless of what else happens in your life. Sometimes you gotta let go in order to hold on. All right, so keep that in mind as well. So everything's fantastic in my life as well. As I said, it's fantastic. It's going as planned. There's some detours. There's some struggles. There's some this and that and the other. There's a wastefulness of money sometimes, wastefulness of energy, and money is energy. Sometimes you waste your time with people and you realize you did not get your money's worth. Regardless, that happens. Imagine going to a nice fancy restaurant and still leave out of there empty. And still leave out of there hungry. Sometimes that happens as well, literally, figuratively, and metaphorically. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right now and work on some things. But trust me, I will be back.